Hi, my name is Carlos from Rancho Las Brisas de Sonoma. We are in the middle of our spring planting, and one of the things that we are really concerned about is making sure that there are lots of pollinators and lots of beneficial insects that are around, so we don't have to control with pesticides or other kinds of toxic chemicals to control pests, unwanted creatures on our food and on our plants. We try to grow as organically as we can. And so one of the things that we do is that we'll do a lot of companion planting, meaning we'll plant things that go well together, and we plant lots of flowers. And so today I'm going to plant some bachelor's buttons here in this strip right here, so that we have plenty of flowering plants to come up. Later I'll come in and put some borage, once I get some of the bachelor's buttons to start germinating, some borage seeds to spread out between them, and then I'm going to add some more seeds in our sunflower row so that we have plenty of flowers to attract all those beneficial insects. And the hardest thing about planting is getting started. It's just saying, just do it. So I go to my local store and I get different kinds of flowers. And these are all bachelor's buttons. You know, we like Renee's Gardens, this brand, Renee's Gardens. We like that brand, and we use that a lot to do our work. And we buy this stuff at Harmony Farms, which is our local agency. So these should be planted about a half an inch or an inch down, and they should be planted. You put 3 in a hole, and then once you do that, and once they start to germinate, when they come up for 10 days, after 10 days, then you can go ahead and thin them out to one per each one, if time permits. For us, it's always if time permits thing. So 8 to 10 inches. So here, the soil is kind of dry. You can see that the soil is dry. It's wetter underneath, but you can see my drip line. So every other one I'm going to plant. These are 8 inches. These are 4 inches apart. So every 8 inches is 2. I'm going to plant 3 of these seeds. So I'm just going to start just planting 3, about an inch down. It's not rocket science, guys. Just put them in there, cover them up. So there's my first one. So the next one is right there. So I'm going to now go to the other one. I think the hardest thing about seeds is just keeping track of them. Keeping them viable, keeping them cool, keeping them dry. 3 seeds, 1, 2, 3. Right here, dripper. 1, 2, 3. About a little bit more than an inch down. Boom. Next one's going to be about here somewhere. Yeah, I can see it right there. That wet spot. So you can see the seeds are really tiny. Pain, pain, pain. You know, if you have a really good way of managing seeds, you should let us know. We're not certified, but why do we do organic? Well, we do organic because of that creature. All the grandkids are here. We kind of cohabitate on this property. A la brava, meaning, you know, any way it works.
What's up, Carlos? What are you doing?
I'm planting flowers that are going to attract beneficial bugs.
I brought Lola to say hi.
Hi, Lola. Hola. Hola, Lola.
And what kind of flowers are these?
These are bachelor's buttons, cornflowers.
Blue ones.
Blue ones and colored ones. There's different kinds.
Nice. And what are these right here?
Those are sunflowers.
Ah, cool. So a whole row of flowers.
Oh yeah, 2 rows of flowers. This is just going to be the start. I mean, we're going to do more of this. And we have flowers because flowers bring in really good bugs. Flowers bring in bees. They bring in little wasps that eat other bugs that are bad bugs. They're beautiful. You can see them growing.
Take pictures of the kids.
Take pictures with kids. Give them
the flowers.
You know, plant them. I mean, cut them and bring them into the house. And I really like these. They're a really good cover for insects and stuff. And I'm planting these about 8 inches apart, and I'm putting 3 seeds in each hole.
They actually have benefits to the garden, not just looking pretty. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Nice. Anything to do with pollinating or?
Yeah, exactly. Pollination is key. Pollinating. So they attract bees, right? But also they attract those beneficial insects too. And like for the tomatoes, you need to have bees. And for the peppers, you need to have bees. For the apple trees, you need to have bees. Not that we have apple trees nearby.
And pollinating is just like taking seeds or pollen from similar species plants to one another,
Yeah.
like the same species?
Yeah, same species. Like, so it could be, you know, different kinds of apples. You could have, you know, Gravestine and Fuji. They can cross-pollinate. And sometimes you have to have a different pollinator, especially for like cherries and things like that. You need to have a cross-pollinator.
What do these things look like?
Tiny little seeds.
Interesting.
That little eyelash thing is their mechanism for spreading, right?
Oh, like floating?
Yeah, floating. For floating, I'm trying to plant different colors.
Cool.
And now, you know, now that we have our watering system in place, I'll still need to do additional watering for these just to keep them going.
Like more than just the 30 minutes a day?
Yeah.
Or the...
Yeah. Yeah, because that's the thing about seeds. You got to keep the soil moist. If it dries out once, that's it. You're done.
Are there certain flowers that do better here in Sonoma County, or?
Well, there's, you know, everything grows in Sonoma County. I think. You know, we don't. It does get too cold here in the winter for some things. In our particular region, it gets too cold for some plants. We're in Zone 9, agricultural Zone 9.
Got it.
Which means every once in a while we'll get a really cold snap, like in the 20s.
And that Zone 9, does that refer to like the Farmer's Almanac, or?
Yeah, to the USDA agricultural zone map.
Got it.
And that is determined by how often you get a really low temperature, like 25 degrees. So here, every once in a while, we'll get a 20 degrees. We remember here when it's been 18, right?
Oh yeah.
Not common anymore, but used to be more common.
And where do you get your flower seeds from?
Well, from different places, but I like to get them from a reliable source. So I'll get them from Harmony Farms, or I'll get them from Friedman's, which is like a home improvement store. Harmony Farms is a local ag store. They sell lots of organic products. That's where we get most of our seeds from.
Is there a brand that you like more than others?
Yeah, I do. I really like something called Renee's brand. This right here, Renee's Garden. But these are good brands too. Botanical Interest is a good brand too. This is what they sell there. They sell these two varieties.
Cool.
But I'll also get them from Territorial Seed Company, which is up in Oregon. I get a lot of seeds and plants from them because they grow for cooler weather plants. And here in the Petaluma Gap, while it's Zone 9, we're in a Zone 9 that is really moderated a lot by the coast.
Yeah, I can feel the coastal breeze right now.
Yeah, that coastal breeze. That's why we call this place Las Brisas, because every afternoon we get this $1 million breeze that comes in. Here.
Well, Papo, this little one is probably about time to go in now.
Okay.
So good luck with the flower planting.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, eventually she'll do it.
Yeah.
Won't you, baby?
Say bye to Papo Carlos.
2 months old. Loses interest quick. Recently we were going through our seeds just to see where we are, what seeds we have available. Seems like we're always collecting seeds. Our big question we always have is how long do seeds last? Well, you know, that's a really important question. But I do know that from some of the mummy excavations in Egypt, they have been able to get some seeds from there, from the mummies, and plant them. So that's 2,000 years old. And but here, for your own home garden, is that viable? You're not going to waste your time with 2,000-year-old seeds. I wouldn't, unless you're doing some kind of experiment or something. But for the most part, after about 4 years or so, I throw away my seeds. I know some people keep seeds for 5 years, 6 years. And they seem to work. I don't want to have something that is not good. And for things that are really good, that do really well here, those things I'll keep seeds from 1 year to the next. right? What I'm planting right now is not that, but a lot of our squashes that we have in our starter area, those are from our own seeds. And I can show you those sometime. I'm just sticking them in the ground about half an inch to an inch down. And if you're not sure how deep to plant them, just read the label. But the spacing is crucial, and the most important thing is making sure that they stay wet. So before I go to bed tonight, I'll hand water this row, and I'll hand water every place where I have seeds. And if you have a really good way, oh, here's my nemesis, Morning Gloria, coming through already. The worst weed, second worst weed. Well, maybe I have 4 weeds here, I guess, that are really bad. And Morning Glory is one of them. Mostly because it harbors the powdery mildew spores, and that means that grapes are affected by them. So I'm going to continue down this road till the end in this process.
Are you creating a pattern with them?
Yeah, I am.
Very cool.
The hardest thing is getting only 3 seeds in each hole, and they're about 8 inches apart. Oops.
What kind of beneficial insects are these going to bring?
Well, so they'll bring bees. They'll bring butterflies, which are beneficial because they help pollinate. So our tomatoes are going to need these. To set tomatoes, something has to put the pollen from the pistil to the stamen, and bees do a good job of that. They'll bring in just the bees that are the introduced European bee, the brown bee, kind of brownish color, and then we have our carpenter bees.
Do you have any questions for Papa?
And it'll bring in our local carpenter bees and a beautiful little green bee that I don't know the name of, that I'd love to see.
A green bee?
A green bee, tiny little green bee. It's a little carpenter bee or a ground bee.
I haven't.
They're tiny like that tiny.
What?
See, Papa was putting his hands in the soil to make little holes for the seeds.
See, look.
He's counting out 3 little seeds.
There's 4 there.
Oh dear. He's counting out 3 little seeds to put in. So
Each hole.
flowers will grow. And they'll bring us butterflies and bees for our garden.
And then they'll bring in other things. They'll bring in parasitic wasps.
Oh.
Parasitic wasps are wasps that survive by
They're gonna help pollinate.
The wasps might also help pollinate, but they're also parasitic.
right? So what they'll do is that they'll come in and they will take care of bad bugs that might be around.
Take
Like
care
there's-
of bad weeds.
No, bad bugs. Like some bugs are going to eat the plants. And so what what the parasitic wasps do is they stop those bugs.
Why do we call them parasitic then?
What do we call
The wasps parasitic.
because they parasitize those bad bugs.
Okay.
And what that means is they will fly to them, land on them, put their ovipositor into them, and put an egg inside of their body. And then when that little egg turns into a larva, the larva eats the creature from the inside out.
What do you think about that, bud?
What?
So the parasitic wasp will find a bug that's a bad bug, and they'll come and they'll put an egg on the inside of it. And that egg turns into a little worm, and that worm eats all the inside. Isn't that cool?
Is that cool? Do you think that's cool?
You like that?
What?
All right, now let's plant some sunflowers. You want to help me plant some sunflowers?
No.
You want to
No?
watch?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll just stand here then.
All right,
We'll look
I'm going to head back to the table over there, and we'll be
table.
right back. So one of the challenges with planting seeds is, hard to imagine how big the plants are going to get. Those are giant sunflowers that are growing up there like that. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plant 3 seeds of a red sunflower in between these, so that it will come in and kind of fill in the space in between the giant sunflowers. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now. Again, 3 seeds, a little bit deeper because the seeds are a little bit bigger. Find that wet spot. About here. A little deeper. right in the middle. Just cover it up a little bit. And 3 seeds. Three seeds. Just planting these in the middle, about an inch down. So then I'll go to here and there. I'm missing one of those giant mammoth. Need at least one more. Get this in. And we'll put this right here. And that be it. All right, turn on the water again. Feels like you never put enough water. Water costs money. Water costs time. All right, we're good.